As we now know, Victor Wembanyama, the most hyped NBA prospect since LeBron James, will be going to the San Antonio Spurs. But today, I'm not blessing Spurs fans quite yet. After simulating one season, we'll see Victor get drafted to a random team and immediately get shipped elsewhere. Because today, the first team to Victor each and every season wins. As you can see on this graphic, I've laid out 6 criteria that I will be judging the entire NBA on each and every season. Whichever team completes more each season will receive Victor Wembanyama the following season. For my sake, all I care is that Victor lands in spots where he can absolutely eat, because I'm also going to track his individual successes as listed here. He's got to lead the league in both scoring and rebounding twice. I need him to win 3 championships, 4 major awards, make 5 All-Star games, and finally grow to at least 97 overall. And he's got to do that all within 6 seasons. Yeah, it's going to be on. If Victor comes up short, I'll hop onto my team and quick sell 4 Spurs legend cards totaling just over 150,000 MT. Also, of course, quick shout out to the GOAT YMG for the inspiration behind the idea for this video. I went ahead and skimmed past year 1 to get us on track. Each of the top 9 teams in field goals attempted secures a spot. Shout out to the V for volume shooters. Luka led the league in points, of course. Jarrett Allen of the Cavs rebounding, Harden assists, okay. Jimmy Buckets the steals leader, and Miles Turner the blocks leader. Those are the 5 individual leaders, or I, on our criteria board that will track each season. For T, we're looking at the top 9 in 3-pointers made, okay? Just a single team clinching the O for overall, as the Celtics alone have 5 84+ overall players after they acquired Alperen Sengun? Okay, not sure how that happened, but we move on. And finally, for R, we're looking at the top 9 road records in the league. A couple surprises in there, I guess. And for those with a keen eye, you'll notice I skipped over C, which is for contender, which we need the playoffs for. And again, those with a keen eye have probably noticed a ton of Mavericks content already, along with the Nuggets, Bucks, and Sixers. They do receive that C spot for contender. Dallas would eventually win the chip. Great season, Luka, and yeah, it was only going to get better after year 1. I can't even make it suspenseful because once I crunched the numbers, it was obvious that the Mavericks crushed it, man. They knocked off 5 of 6 Victor criteria out the gates. Only 2 other teams had 3 criteria in the Nuggets and Pacers, which means... Yo, the Charlotte Hornets passed on Victor Wembanyama. It doesn't even matter, as I'll explain. But he went number 2 to the Jazz. That threw me for a loop, I'm not gonna lie. But regardless of him slipping inexplicably in the draft, Victor will be playing his rookie season in Dallas alongside Luka. And of course, as always, the Mavericks did lose Kyrie Irving. I'm gonna go ahead and move Victor to a center. It doesn't even bump his overall, which is fine. It just makes more sense for their roster. But can the Mavs repeat their year 1 success and find a way to keep Victor, or will Luka completely neutralize our star? We don't want that. I'm actually a bit nervous for Victor's fit in Dallas, but Luka, I mean, I don't know if this makes me feel better. He won MVP by a mile, I'm sure. And thankfully, Victor does come through and win Rookie of the Year. I was counting on that for one of his major awards. Pretty nice looking season. This doesn't actually count towards anything, but Victor made 3rd team All-NBA. That's nice. Also very nice, the Dallas Mavericks are a 2 seed. I guess Victor and Luka, surprisingly a great fit. Victor was not an All-Star in year 1, which is understandable. Luka led the league in scoring by a mile. Walker Kessler in rebounds, so Victor's got some work to do. A super interesting mix of teams get the V for volume towards Victor. A lot of bad teams, a couple good teams. Interestingly, the Mavericks aren't in the top 9. I already mentioned Luka and Kessler as individual stat leaders. Tyrese Halliburton averaged 14 assists per game, totaling normal stuff. Lonzo Ball healthy. Oh, and Victor led the league in blocks. Dang it, that doesn't count towards me not having to quick sell cards, but good job, I guess. The most lethal perimeter shooting teams, these are mostly strong teams, including the Mavericks again, but a couple bottom feeders, the Trailblazers, the Magic in there. All right. A lot of teams were super close to having 5 84+ overall players. It's the Celtics once again with Tatum up to a 98. Whoa. And the second team is surprisingly the Orlando Magic, who added Kyrie Irving in free agency, Miles Bridges, Markelle Fultz. They go 7 deep with 84s. What? And finally, we get to the top 9 road records in the league. These are all playoff teams. No major surprises in there. Too bad I don't see Orlando, because they're having a really strong push in season 2. No spoilers, of course, because the playoffs are super important here, but I will say if Dallas doesn't make a run all the way through, win a tie, they could be in some trouble here. They might lose Victor. In fact, they're already in trouble in round 1, down 3-2 to the Jazz. And oh my word, unless the Mavs get a miracle here, they're about to go home in round 1. I guess Utah's pretty good on paper, but nah, this is out of pocket. Colin Sexton stepping back. Hornets money. Victor finally got subbed in for the Mavs, and that's a clean look for Luka. Okay, they're still in this game. Yep, the Jazz need a timeout. Lauri Markkanen driving inside, but Victor's there on defense. Big board, man. He's so tall out there. Oh my word, Victor running point. Victor behind the back, dishes off to John. Yeah, okay, point center, Victor. Okay, unfortunately for the Mavs, Luka Doncic fouled out. That's a clean look for Hardy, and he's got it despite the early release. What a comeback. Do the Mavs continue to trade twos for free? Oh no, now they're setting up for a three. Yep. What? Who just pulled that? Victor on the glass. That's so clutch. Royce O'Neal for the tie. No, after Victor's clutch board. Oh, it was out off the Jazz. The Mavs have had so many chances to tie this. Victor, what are you doing?
Come on, bro.
Okay, so I'm not even going to try to explain what Victor Wembanyama just did. Apparently, he wants out of Dallas. The Lakers, the Thunder, the Cavs, and the Hawks are our contending Final Four this season. And after crunching the numbers, there are 5 teams which are all tied with 3 criteria right now, but 2 of those are eliminated because they are out of the playoffs and can't win a tiebreaker. I forgot to mention earlier, but when we need a tiebreaker, it'll be whichever team goes further in the playoffs. But the other 3 teams are still remaining in the playoffs, beginning with the Cavs, who completed V for volume, C for contending, and R for road record. They are playing the Hawks, who also got the C for contending, T for 3-pointers made, and R for road record. And over in the West, the Thunder also have those same 3 spots, C, T, and R. Which of these 3 teams can go furthest in the playoffs and get Victor next season? Oh my, wow, everybody wants Victor badly. Even the Lakers, who are out of it. 3-3 game 7s on both sides. Let's go. Oh my word, game 7 in the East Final going down to the wire. The Cavs up 2. Trae Young and the boys usually don't need any help, let alone freaking Victor Wembanyama. Okay, so let's get a stop here. Oh no, that's a good look for Trae. That's a good look, but he smoked it. Okay. Dude, look at that backcourt of Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell in a game 7. They might be getting Victor too. Only the Thunder stand in the way of Victor forming a super team in Cleveland. And yep, this would be a super team in OKC as well. Wow, but old man LeBron said no. I mean, I'm honestly shocked. Usually after year 1, the Lakers are not very good. They don't have any different players, I don't think, on their team. This is crazy. Brother, D'Angelo Russell, could you have done that once against Denver this year? The LeBron James Bowl in the NBA Finals, Lakers versus Cavs. And the result is moot, but LeBron has his 7th finals loss on the resume. Darius Garland, just an absolute beast. And again, I'll bring up the Cavs scoreboard. They completed 3 criteria on route to Victor, but by virtue of going further in the playoffs than everyone else, they notched the tiebreaker. And they get to add Victor Wembanyama for his 2nd season, and the Cavs have lost nothing, ladies and gentlemen. They still have Donovan Mitchell, Garland, Mobley from their championship winning team. Victor's the 5th best player on the team. And low-key, that might be disastrous for us. I am just realizing in this moment. Because in season 1, all Victor did was win 1 award. It was Rookie of the Year. I need him to start making all-star games this season and never miss one, but as the 5th best player on the Cavs? Okay, so Luka wins MVP with even better numbers in year 2. Chet wins DPOY. I was really hoping Victor, he might need to slip in and win at least 1 DPOY, but not this year. The good news is he was again All-NBA 3rd team, and I see Victor at a 90. Those are good signs, but if I don't see him on an all-star team, we basically already lost this video. Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, both from the Cavs. Oh, Victor's there. Oh my gosh, thank goodness. That legitimately would have been so bad. 3 stars from the Cavs. Oh yeah, I guess it makes sense. They were the 1 seed, probably by a mile. Let's get our individual leaders out the way. Luka by a mile in points, and Brandon Miller finished 2nd for the Hornets. Maybe they made the right call. Chet led the way in rebounding for the Thunder. No Victor in sight. Tyrese again assists for the Pacers. The Hornets get an individual leader. LaMelo in steals, and the Thunder double up. Doesn't count, but Chet led in blocks. Okay, I know some of you are probably interested. Garland 28 and 13 for the Cavs. Donovan Mitchell 25 a game. Victor still averaged 23 and 10, but there's probably too many mouths to feed here. Top 9 teams, V for volume, field goals attempted. I do not see the Cleveland Cavaliers there. I see the Spurs, Hornets, Magic, some rebuilding teams. The most lethal shooters, T in Victor for 3-pointers made. The Warriors still way up there, even though they had a very bad season. Again, I don't see the Cavs. They're definitely losing Victor. This is crazy. Just about half the league accomplished O for overall, having 5+ 84 starters, including the Orlando Magic, who are currently the leader in the clubhouse in season 3. And finally, the best road records. There's the Cavaliers getting on the map, and unfortunately, the Magic aren't here. Dude, this is so even. Finding the C contending teams will be very interesting, but all I really care about right now is getting Victor his first of 3 championships. Let's go. I forgot it was a rematch of the East Finals as the Cavs sweep the Hawks. Hawks. There you go. Round 2, Victor and the boys against Toronto, who brought back Jonas Valanciunas. Nah, they're easy. Yeah, I knew it. I bet Jaylen Brown, who's now in the Raptors, dribbled off his foot like 17 times in Game 6 alone. Unfortunately, the Orlando Magic were first rounded, so their run to Victor definitely came up short. The Cavs, looking to retain him, didn't do enough this year, even though they might win a title. That's not how it works, because we've got 2 teams who completed 4 criteria, beginning with the Indiana Pacers, kinda from out of nowhere. An individual leader, shout out to Tyrese Halliburton. They're into the Final Four as a C contender. They were up there in 3-pointers made as well, road record R. And the other team, shocking me, the Denver Nuggets. I haven't mentioned them once this video, but they were up there for V volume. They're obviously a contender, and they swept 3-pointers made, overall road record. They did almost everything, meaning there's so much on the line here. We're looking for a tiebreaker between the Nuggets and Pacers. We're looking for Victor's first chip. Okay, well, that was what's the opposite of dramatic? Anticlimactic? Is that what that 4-0 on both sides? And we may as well congratulate Denver now. By virtue of the tiebreaker going further in the playoffs, they will be receiving Victor in Season 3. But Victor needs to keep his mind sharp and destroy Nikola Jokic before becoming his teammate. He needs his first of hopefully 3 or more championships. The finals, including future teammates, was a battle with both big men playing generationally, but the Cavs got out to a 3-0 series lead before, yes, eventually wrapping the thing up. In 6 games, they dropped a couple, but it don't matter. The Cavaliers are NBA champions for the 2nd straight season. And once again, Darius Garland, he doesn't care whether Victor is there or not. He's going to put up monster numbers to win Finals MVP. However, we don't really care about Finals MVP, although I would count it as a major award. But Victor makes his first All-Star game, wins his first championship. He is still on pace. Let's go. And let's go to the Mile High City, where Nikola Jokic gets a legit superstar teammate, Victor Wembanyama, who I did make into a power forward. I'm excited. Dude, can Jokic make Victor an MVP? I hope so. Okay, no, Jokic couldn't do it, but it would be a miracle to make someone else other than Luka the MVP here. No, Victor didn't win DPOY. I'm gonna need my boy to get a Finals MVP or 2 here. The good news is Victor, now a 93 overall, made All-NBA first along with Nikola Jokic. I love it. Denver finds themselves a 2 seed in the playoffs. That looks good too. Once again, we'll start with league leaders, where Luka, LaMelo, and Garland are just running the show. Rebounds per game, Victor is at least top 6. I like that progress. He also averaged 27.6. Amen Thompson takes Tyrese Halliburton's assist crown. Carson Wallace leads the league in steals. And our boy Victor leads the league in blocks. Oh, next year he's winning MVP and never looking back. Our top volume shooters, again, no Nuggets. Whatever team Victor is on never is in this category. Okay. Our perimeter snipers also does. Okay, the Nuggets are there. Yes. I see the Magic again. I'm determined to see Victor get to the Magic at least once in this video. Again, I'll say a whole whack of teams got the O for 84 plus overall players. And again, the Magic might have the best roster on paper. I need Victor there ASAP. And our top 9 road record are, I do see the Magic. Okay. That's important, but let me not get ahead of myself. Again, not to spoil anything, but there are 3 teams right now who have 4 criteria completed. So these playoffs, this will be a huge simulation. Plus, we want to see Denver win, right? For Victor. And they did drop a pair of games, but Denver advances. Okay. Oh my gosh, bro, no! Bro, why the Magic gotta be this way? Nothing ironic in the West, as Victor, Jokic, and the Nuggets are off to the West final against the 1-seeded Thunder. While in the East, yeah, my old friends, the Atlanta Hawks, they are of course there, and so are the Cavs trying to get Victor back. And after crunching the numbers, we very nearly had a playoff series to the death for Victor Wembanyama. However, the Denver Nuggets became one of a handful of teams, including the Magic, to finish 4 criteria with a chance to win the tiebreaker going farther in the playoffs. But the OKC Thunder meant too much business this season. They completed 5 of 6 steps en route to Victor, only missing an individual stat leader. Maybe Victor will fill that for them next season, meaning this awesome playoff series doesn't really mean much except for Victor getting his 2nd ring. Like, low-key, OKC, if you just threw this series, I would be grateful. Oh my gosh, they aren't throwing the series. They're putting up a fight, but Denver's up 3-2. And unfortunately, we're going to Game 7. Game 7 looked like it was all Thunder because it was for 2/3 of this game until the Nuggets flipped the script and dominated down the stretch. And I'm not going to lie to you, when I saw this series matchup and then this Game 7 match, I thought the Thunder were going to win. They're usually so good, but this wasn't their year. Maybe next year when they add a little guy named Victor, where they'll be taking on Victor's old team, old nemesis, the Cleveland Cavaliers. And if they weren't his nemesis before, like I just mentioned, well, they are now, because Game 6, Cleveland leads the series 3-2. This is it. What? And unfortunately, that finals loss might be a huge turning point because although Victor makes his second All-Star game, he really could have used that championship and major award finals MVP. Dang it. Hopefully he'll be able to clutch it up in season 4 when he's heading, oh yeah, to the OKC Thunder. What? And there we go, baby. I kind of felt like he would eventually end up on OKC with 97 overall. Shea, Josh Giddey, Chet Holmgren, and Victor's up to a 95. I need a chip. I need an MVP. I need it all. And yes, sir, step 1 complete. Victor on time wins MVP over Shea, who's higher overall, of course, but we'll take it. Yes, Victor also wins DPOY. I needed a year like this to accomplish. Man, we might actually accomplish what I said. This is crazy. How funny would it have been if Victor didn't make All-Star this year? Anyways, he did. But with this season 4, even winning the MVP, I have realized what is gonna slip me up and make me have to quick sell those cards. Victor nowhere close. I mean, he was 8th in points and technically tied for 1st in rebounds, but I need him to lead in both these categories in 2 seasons. And unless Luka dies, I don't think that's gonna happen. Tyrese Halliburton back atop the league in assists where he belongs. Carson Wallace again for steals and Victor again for blocks. RV for volume shooters, the top 9. Finally, one of Victor's teams is in there. The Thunder, yeah, just some other random teams. Our snipers from deep, of course, the Magic are up there, and the Thunder are gonna mess around and keep themselves a Victor, which I honestly don't hate that if it were to happen. Once again, about half the league does have 84 plus players, including shout out to the Pistons, man. They're looking good with Cade, Scoot, Jaden Ivey, Herb Jones. That's a cool pickup. Everyone developing. And finally, in peeping some road teams, brah, I honestly think the Thunder, it might already be wrapped. I think they might be keeping Victor. I don't know. The Magic, could they finally get blessed? All I'm saying is we might have our first perfect Victor season if the Thunder make a little bit of a run, both for him personally and for the teams doing the challenge. And OKC's quest for perfection started off nicely. Okay, the Lakers, who are not very good on paper, I'm not gonna lie, they took 2 games off the Thunder, but it's cool because as I mentioned just moments ago, there was no drama. OKC is into the Final Four, making them a C contender. Now, what do you want from me, brother? The Thunder had a perfect season. Volume, individual, contender, threes made, overall, road record. They just broke this video. And the crazy part is there was a team right on their heels. The Cleveland Cavaliers were this close to getting Victor back. They finished 5 of 6 criteria, but that's not good enough. And now we can focus on Victor winning a championship, maybe winning his 4th major award and a finals MVP. That would be nice. Yo, I'm not even like, there's nothing to simulate epically, right? Another 4-0 sweep. And as expected, Victor and the Thunder got out to a great start in this series. LaMelo and the Hornets wouldn't give in. They took a game, but that was it as the Thunder regained control of the series. And thankfully, no choke from the OKC Thunder either, meaning our dreams of not quick selling all them Spurs stays alive because this was a profitable season for Vic. That'll be his 2nd championship in the books. And yes, he closes out his major awards with the 3rd one of this season. I'm counting finals MVP. Yeah, sue me. And Victor is now right on track with 2 of 3 championships. He's won Rookie of the Year, MVP, DPOY, Finals MVP, knocking off those major awards. 3 out of 5 All-Star games. I expect him to get those 2 in the next 2 seasons. He will also get to a 97 overall, but the points and rebounds, we're heading into season 5, then season 6. He's got to do both of those in both these seasons, and I'm kind of doubting it. Oh my gosh, something crazy must have happened. First up, Victor is now a 97 overall. We'll count that in our season wrap-up after this one. He's also the best player on the team because where did my boy Shea Gilgeous-Alexander go? Oh, I didn't have to look far. He is 98 overall on the Timberwolves now. This might be amazing. I'm not gonna lie, Victor's playing with a pass-first player in Giddey. I don't know about DJ Wagner, but this could be how Victor wins and leads the league in scoring. This could be happening. Victor wins another MVP, which is nice. 13 rebounds per game, also nice, but that point total's not high enough. He also wins DPOY. Now he's just cleaning up the awards just for fun, you know? But moment of truth, unfortunately, even though we have 2 seasons left, if I click on league leaders and Victor is not a top points per game, I mean, I've lost this video. No way. It's Shea that, well, okay, Victor technically finished 6th, but it's Shea that leads the league, and it was close. Another former teammate one-upped him in rebounding too. Dang it. So looks like we're gonna have to quick sell some players, but you know, it is what it is. Victor's Thunder went 73-9. They got better losing Shea. They also took the most shots, volume V. Shea led the league in points. Mobley, of course, in rebounds. Amen Thompson back ahead of Tyrese and assists. This dude Anthony Black in steals, and Walker Kessler just ahead of Victor in blocks. 3-point bombers looking like this. The Magic always way up there. The Thunder here again. Victor might be staying for his final season. Almost the entire league has 584 overall or better players, and look at this. The Knicks finally got Donovan Mitchell. Better late than never. Also, I definitely didn't realize before, the Thunder have 590 overall or better player. What? And yet another feather in their cap. Of course, the Thunder were amazing on the road. Yep, we saw that coming. As per usual, the playoffs will mean a whole lot to where Victor spends his 6th and final season. And let me just tell you, let's just keep an eye on the Houston Rockets, okay? No spoilers past that. Okay, but now we can spoil because indeed the Thunder and the Rockets are meeting in the West Final. Over in the East, the Pacers, who have been there a lot, as well the Brooklyn Nets, very interesting. But with all due respect to those two teams in the East, neither the Pacers nor the Nets are in contention for Victor, but the two teams in the West, beginning with his current team, the Thunder, as you can see, V for volume, C for contender, TOR, they've got nearly everything and they're in a position to recapture him if they can beat the Rockets in this playoff series, because the Rockets have a matching Victor board, just missing individual leaders, so the tiebreaker is in effect. Whoever wins this West Finals and advances to the NBA Finals will clinch Victor for his 6th and final season. We still need a 3rd ring from Victor as well to feel good about this video, and off rip in this West Finals, it was all Victor and the Thunder getting out to a 3-0 lead before Houston got their slight pound of flesh, but nah, this thing was over before it started. And that brings us to a super important NBA Finals. I need to see a 3rd chip for Victor, but this Pacers team led by Tyrese Halliburton and all them assists, yeah, it's looking pretty good, but apparently they are not good enough, man. They did take 2 games off our Thunder. It's 3-2 as you can see in the bottom right corner, but in game 6 on the road, Victor and the Thunder came through clutch, baby. Oh, 35, 16, and 5 in an elimination NBA Finals game. Yup, Victor's for real. That'll be his 3rd championship and his 2nd straight with the Thunder. 29, 15, 6, 2, and 2 averages. I mean, that's not bad. And once again, I'll bring up our Thunder scoreboard from this season by advancing past the Rockets, getting that tiebreaker. Yup, they will keep Victor for a 3rd straight season. And although, as I explained, Victor is done on his individual scoreboard because of them points, brother, he's not scoring enough. It is still interesting to see that now he's clinched 3 championships. He's won 7 awards after a 2nd straight MVP, DPOY, Finals MVP season. He'll surely get his final All-Star game, and he's grown to 97 plus overall. Man, these were pretty good challenges I set out. Like, pretty good in that he came close, but definitely broke my heart. I don't know. Let's get to the final season with OKC. And there he goes, MVP number 4 for Victor. And he only averaged 23 and 11. Yo, he's just getting legacy MVPs at this point. I mean, look at this. He didn't win DPOY because Bagayoko did, who averaged 24 and 3rd. That is a clearly better season. It's just so funny because obviously whoever created this Victor gave him insane potential. We know this, but look at how the rest of OKC develops too. All them draft picks. It's super unfair. And of course, OKC lost this man, Shea, who's led the league in scoring 2 years in a row. Just a great season. Tyrese Halliburton has been so good in this sim, but somehow, despite all them numbers, Shea is not in the playoffs. You hate to see it. In his 6th and final season of the video, Victor would take down the Jokic-less Nuggets in round 1, his former team. He'd then take down the Curry-less Warriors in round 2 before dropping a pair of games against the Grizzlies in round 3, but still winning. By the way, look at this Grizzlies team. Like, what in the world? Jokic still in 98, Ja Morant in 97, and Edwards in 93, and Lauri Markkanen, they just have no depth, but that's a crazy roster. Does Amen Thompson, the winner of multiple assist championships in this video, finally get a championship on his resume? And no. He did take 2 games off Victor for what it's worth. But again, a relatively modest stat line for the V-Man, 20, 10, and 5 in an NBA Finals. In just 6 NBA seasons, Victor Wembanyama managed to win 4 championships, 9 major awards, including 3 MVPs, make 5 All-Star games, and grow to a 97 overall. But at the end of the day, my guy is trash. He did not lead the league in scoring and rebounding 2 times. Didn't even do it once. Like, what are you doing, Victor? And because of Victor's failures, that means nearly 200k MT worth of Spurs legends getting sold for 500 MT on the auction house. You hate to see that. But if you're interested in seeing another video in which the OKC Thunder have a surprising and super fun run to dominance, check out this one on the screen right here, NBA Imperialism. I went through different eras of the NBA. It was a lot of fun.